racist
Just
ass.
go for it. It doesn't matter. We can go all the banter we want. All right, welcome back to another episode of Minute Sports. I'm here, Sam Easty, along with Nolan Hare, and welcome back, Blayne. We've missed you, man.
It's. I've been out of the world for like a week.
Yep, understood.
Oh, well.
In today's show, we're going to go over the NFL draft, start ranking some picks, some players, some notable picks, and also we're going to go over the Vikings coverage and a lot of their picks. NBA playoffs, the semifinals for the Eastern Western Conference started. A lot of good matchups. Are we going to see LeBron just completely take over? Also going to quickly cover the Ball family and how LiAngelo and LaMelo Ball's careers are going to continue after their little stint in Lithuania. And, of course, it'll be a higher or lower versus myself and Blayne. And believe me, you do not want to miss that. Well, welcome back, Blayne. Thank you for coming back to the show, finally.
I left
after not responding to our calls or texts. But anyways, we saved the best segment just for you. So
exactly. Tell
us what happened on this day in sports.
This is the most important thing ever. In 1884, Moses Walker became the first black American player in minor league baseball in the United States.
All right.
It's not Jackie Robinson, contrary to popular belief.
But
that's okay. That's all right.
That's okay. All right.
Yeah. So the NFL draft. Well, I got to start off with this. Sam, who was right about Baker Mayfield being the number one overall draft pick?
All right.
Who was right about it?
Sam, let's start ripping on Nolan right now because even though he was right, let's face it, Baker Mayfield is going to be the biggest bust in NFL history. Okay, there's going to be Jamarcus Russell, and then he's going to be Jamarcus Russell is going to be the floor, and Baker Mayfield is.
Oh man,
is
Baker Mayfield's got a chance, but he got to leave all this college crap he did behind him. That has to go away. Well, you can't bring that to the pros.
Listen, when you're passing on Saquon Barkley, who's like, even though I don't.
A running back. Are you seriously talking about taking a running back number one overall?
Saquon Barkley is a once-in-a-lifetime. Have you seen him?
Running backs are a dime a dozen.
No, but he's a special dime a dozen. Okay? He's special.
Even if, say he's Adrian Peterson.
He's better
How far
than
did Adrian Peterson take us?
Well,
he took us to the playoffs by himself once.
Yeah,
and then when he had a good team, he took us far. But
you can't just put a team on a running back's back, and then with his supporting cast when he was around, it was ridiculous. The Vikings were not good from like 2008 to. Come on. Well, yeah, but that was 1 year. From like 2008 to like 2012, our team was just.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying a running back is not going to fix your problems. You can't draft a running back number one overall and say, oh, whatever quarterback falls our way in a number 4, we can just take him.
It's a good thing to build around, though. Am I wrong?
Exactly.
The Giants are now in rebuild mode.
Exactly.
They have a quarterback. That's the
smart.
difference. The Giants have a quarterback
who's 37 years old, and
but
they
still have a quarterback. The Cleveland? I guess they've got Tyrod Taylor now, but before what they traded, they would have had Deshaun Kaiser and Cody Kessler, and you're not going to draft a quarterback. I mean, you got Tyrod Taylor, but still, you got to draft a guy who's going to be a franchise. You think is going to be a franchise quarterback number one?
None of these guys are franchise quarterbacks. Okay, none of them are.
I want to say
this is supposed to be the best quarterback draft in years.
But
certainly better than last year.
Well, yeah,
there was one franchise quarterback last year.
So these guys coming out of college, they haven't done anything.
I don't know. That knee injury might ruin his career right there.
No,
he's early or never good.
He's gonna be fine. He's gonna be fine. But
this is a quarterback where Josh Rosen is terrible.
There are five potential NFL starting quarterbacks in this draft. 5 potential NFL. 5 that went in the first round.
There's only going to be 2 around in 5 years.
I think
going to be around in 5 years.
I think Darnold and Mayfield are the only 2 guys like franchise guys.
Probably. I mean, Josh Allen is not. Rosen is not.
That's right.
That's actually. I kind of agree with that because Mayfield, even though he's kind of a. He's got some off-field issues.
That's one thing.
The talent is there. He has to fix.
But come on,
he's not. It's not like he's Johnny Manziel. People keep thinking he is. He had one minor scuffle. That's it.
A few.
Let's stop with that. Stop. It was one. It was the one
away from the police and got arrested.
That was the only. That was the one minor scuffle.
He's in jail.
He could be really, really good. There's a guy named Drew Brees who's 6 feet tall, who is probably one of the most successful quarterbacks in the modern day
Russell Wilson
NFL.
as well.
And he's
Case Keenum. There are small quarterbacks. Exactly. I hate hearing about this. Oh, we need to draft a quarterback who's 6'4", 225 pounds with a big arm.
Exactly.
There's a million guys who are 6'4", 225 pounds with a big arm, and not every single one of them is going to be a good quarterback.
Jamarcus Russell.
Not every single one is going to be a good quarterback. I mean, how about Mitch Trubisky? How about Mitch Trubisky too? Well, there you go. Throw him right in there.
Come on, you got to give him this season, and then we'll see what happens.
Give him this season. What? How much time I'm going to have to give him?
Another season?
Oh, stop. He's not going to be good.
Come on, you're going to give him half a year and
all right, so that's enough about
really
Baker
bad
Mayfield.
Chicago Bears team?
Chicago's not as bad as people think.
All right, hey, we're getting off topic. We got to talk about the draft. Okay, Saquon Barkley. I love Saquon Barkley.
It's a good pick.
It's the best
for
pick.
the Giants. Yes.
For the Giants,
had Cleveland taken him number 1? No.
Yes.
I could have even seen a quarter because they should have addressed the issue that Eli Manning is 37 years old. He's not going to get younger.
I thought they were going to draft Darnold. To be honest,
I was seriously thinking that too, but in the sense they picked the best player available.
Well, I think with what New York is thinking, New York is thinking we still have a couple years. We have Odell. Eli's still around for a couple years yet. We got Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram. They might end up getting Dez Bryant too. Who knows? And then so you draft a running back, something Eli never really has had in his career.
Well,
so you got
I guess.
you got lots of weapons. You got a running back, and then you still have some good defensive personnel too. So the Giants probably think they can just kind of revert back to that 11-5 season they had 2 years ago.
No, that won't happen. No, they're gonna draft next year.
But Eli Manning has got to play just so much better. He's really.
It's not all now. He's like. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Giants do better because now he's got a left tackle. They drafted another offensive lineman too, so they should have a better line. And now he's got a running back too, so that'll take a lot of pressure off of him.
Oh, definitely.
And he's got Odell. I mean, you throw, there's their offense, the 70-yard slant route touchdown. Like that's what they can bank on. So.
And Sterling Shepard in the slot. I mean, he's probably one of the best slot receivers in the NFL. I love him. I'm a big.
So that's a good pick for New York, not for Cleveland at 1. I'm going to reiterate that. Sam Darnold, number 3.
Boom. That is probably the best pick I've seen the Jets make in years.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Well, the Jets needed a quarterback.
Who else?
He was the best one available. I just think that Sam Darnold he's too inexperienced. He didn't do much at USC. He's still really, really young. He should have come back for school. He throws too many picks, and he's too. I think he's all over the place. He's gonna need some time, and I don't know if New York is gonna give that to him because New York will eat him alive if he doesn't play well. Just see Geno Smith.
Here's the thing,
but it just
that's just New York and LA fans. That's just how they are.
He needs time.
He has time. He's behind McCown and Bridgewater. He's got if he's not ready. McCown had the best year of his career last year, really, and Bridgewater is still young, and I especially have faith in Teddy Bridgewater. So
I've lost all my faith.
So I mean, there's I can see he's got time, and he's got a good quarterback room with 2 veterans to be in. So I think it'll work out for him because that's actually a favorable situation, unlike the typical New York Jets teams with no quarterbacks and no anything else really. So I think that'll be a good idea.
How long has it been since New York has actually had a decent quarterback?
Joe Namath.
Chad Pennington was okay.
Sanchez.
Joe Namath.
Mark Sanchez. What?
Joe Namath.
That's true. You know what? I keep forgetting. Mark Sanchez was the last team to beat the Patriots before they reached the AFC championship.
He's like Colin Kaepernick. I mean, just a flash in the pan, but man, it was kind of fun watching New York.
All right.
Anyway, moving on to
Denzel Ward.
Disagree. That should have been Bradley Chubb.
Oh, I definitely think they should have gone Bradley Chubb. You have Myles Garrett on one side and Bradley Chubb on the other side. Are you serious?
They drafted for need and not the best available player.
That was my next point. They were like 31st in interceptions last year, something really bad. So
it's not a bad pick. It's just Bradley Chubb is a better player. I mean, but Denzel Ward's the best corner in the draft, and he would have gone at the number 5 pick had Bradley Chubb been taken at 4. So
I think he would have been top 10 at least.
Yeah. So it's not a terrible pick again, but people are going to say, well, especially if Bradley Chubb has a standout rookie year, they're going to say, well, you could have had this guy, So that's just going to be what Cleveland's going to have to worry about.
The future, finally. All right.
Definitely. All right, Quentin Nelson. I think that
great pick.
Honestly, it's a great pick for what the Colts need. Everybody says it's high for a tackle, but he's the best
guard.
He was the second best player in the draft.
Yeah,
by prospects. Oh, he was the guard everyone. Guards never usually go that high, but this guard went high for a reason.
He is guarded.
And it's a really good draft for the Colts because you can't keep throwing Andrew Luck to the Wolves.
Please no.
See, the problem with that is Quentin Nelson has come 3 years too late. The Colts effed around with protecting Andrew Luck, and now that Andrew Luck is injury ridden, he's never going to be the same. So
it's sad.
You don't know that. I mean, we won't know anything about that until we see Andrew Luck on the field, and that's what it's going to come down to. We'll have to see him on the field. 7.
See, okay, Josh Allen. This is a terrible pick. Honestly,
why is it a terrible pick?
Because Josh Allen, I think he's probably the most inferior. He was probably the worst quarterback.
Are you just offended by his Twitter account, Blayne?
Josh Allen? I don't even know what he said. I don't even know what he said. But
he quoted Modern Family.
I just don't think he's good.
No,
he didn't have any. He didn't have any high Division 1 scholarships. He got on to Wyoming.
Baker Mayfield walked on to Oklahoma.
But that's
and he walked on to a junior college before that.
Situation. Josh Allen. He doesn't. I feel like he doesn't have the fire that Baker Mayfield has. Like, we're talking about two completely different guys.
That's what I like Baker Mayfield, is the chip on the shoulder.
Exactly. And Josh Allen, he's kind of just.
If you give Josh Allen the protection, he will be a good quarterback.
Josh Allen can bomb the ball down the field.
Exactly. You got to give him protection though. If you let him try to run around too much, it just won't work. He threw. I saw some videos of him just throwing 80 yards with a simple little step up. Like, whoa.
He's got a big arm, and the thing is,
that's the reason why he got picked.
People talk about the completion percentage too, right? And his was around 55%, pretty bad. But people forget too, Brett Favre had really bad, completion percentage in college. So I don't think I don't think Allen will be.
The talent around him wasn't very good either. I mean, granted, he didn't play much competition, but the competition with him didn't really help either. His teammates. Not that amazing.
And what it comes down to is Buffalo needed a quarterback. They really want to go into this year. I'm coming off a playoff berth, and then say, "Oh, here you go, AJ McCarron. Here's the keys." They got to draft. They needed a quarterback, and
the Buccaneers moving down as well.
And you got to hope for a franchise guy. And then we're at number 8 now.
Raquan Smith. I don't really know too much about
San Francisco, right?
No, Chicago. But he was from Georgia.
Oh, that's right, Chicago.
Good pick.
Yeah.
He's a really good linebacker. He's one of the top prospects.
Denzel Ward might have been going there, but since he went early, they simply selected the best available, and they did well.
Okay.
Take him.
Yeah.
Best available.
So, not too much to say about Raquan. So he's just a kind of a solid pick. And Georgia has been really good.
Georgia's been producing just as much good talent as Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and the Bears too. They can draft the best overall player because they have no depth at anything. They got no talent anywhere. They need talent wherever they can get it. So.
And then Mike McGlinchey. Now, I was just talking to John.
That's San Francisco.
I was talking to John, and he was saying that McGlinchey. Everybody thinks McGlinchey is so good because he played for Notre Dame. I think according to John, McGlinchey was saying that he's only high because of Quentin Nelson. But
He
already reminds me of a Matt Khalil instantly.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Some of these offensive linemen end up going high because there's such a need for offensive linemen. I think that's becoming more and more apparent to teams too as it goes on, because especially we can realize as Vikings fans how important offensive linemen are. I mean, we had a very immobile quarterback in Sam Bradford, and he was just thrown behind the worst line imaginable. I mean, when TJ Clemmings is your starting left tackle, you're not in good shape. So
breaking him over the coals.
Yeah, we know as well as anybody, offensive linemen are extremely important. So maybe he's not a top 10 talent, but because he's the best available tackle, people are going to shoot him. People are going to take him up high, especially when you got your $150 million man in Jimmy Garoppolo. So.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, yeah, they better protect him. And maybe he'll turn out. I don't really know. If anything, I think they should move him to guard rather than tackle. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. But he's a physical specimen. But and here's our guy, Nolan, Josh Rosen, who I just want to absolutely rake over the coals. I hate Josh Rosen. This is the worst pick I've ever seen in my entire life. He should have gone undrafted. I would never draft this guy, even if you paid me to do it. Ever.
Why?
I hate him. Because he's a cocky.
He's a
little,
what, Blayne?
He's a cocky little doctor's kid who, my dad was gonna be, was gonna be Surgeon General under Barack Obama, and then, my mom's some hotshot from whatever Ivy League college in the East.
Her grandpa founded Wharton Business School.
Yeah, and that too, and so he's those
are more
Josh Rosen, and
those are more like interesting facts. But what bothers me about him, first of all, is what he said after the draft, as he gets drafted top 10. He's like, "Yeah, I was pretty pissed that I fell." Like, there's
other
me?
8 teams made a mistake.
There were 9 mistakes ahead of me. Like, are you kidding me? First of all, there were only 3 quarterbacks drafted ahead in Allen, and Mayfield and Darnold. They were drafted ahead of him. Not every team needs a quarterback. Chicago just drafted a quarterback, number 2 overall. They don't need another quarterback.
Exactly.
You got, who else? Indianapolis. Andrew Luck. Do they think they need a quarterback? No. Cleveland at 4, after they drafted a quarterback. They don't need another one.
Denver
got Case Keenum. They don't need a quarterback. So all this, it's just his cocky attitude it's infuriating.
Well, the other deal is he should consider the Arizona Cardinals probably one of the better landing spots, number one, because he can kind of sit behind Sam Bradford until he gets hurt again by
David Johnson.
Yeah, exactly, and he'll have the keys to that organization in maybe
a year
or 2.
Sam Bradford's got a 1-year, $20 million deal. I expect Bradford to beat him out.
Who is his agent? Honestly, I want to sign this guy and have him make life choices for me. This guy is just the best agent I've ever heard of.
Yeah, what is his sales pitch too? Like, Brad, I can promise you this. If Bradford plays, he can give you probably 3 really good games. 3 really good games. After that, it's up in the air, but he'll give you 3 good games.
All right, well, we'll sign him for $20 million. Okay, let's do it.
We're sold on him. But, Sam, you've been kind of quiet about Josh Rosen there.
Because I got to let you guys say your opinion. I'm not going to budge in. That's just rude. If he's going to talk like this, I want to see him play like it.
The 6 Super Bowls, too. I mean, come on.
I'm saving my judgments until I see him step on the field and start throwing some passes.
I hope he destroys his knee and never puts the plug in.
That's pretty awful.
This is the kind of mentality that's going to get your mic unplugged in about a few seconds.
I don't like him.
Mr. Weber.
I don't like him at all.
I'm not a fan of him either, but you don't want to wish the guy an injury.
I do want to wish him an injury. He's so political. He's going to get clocked in the NFL.
That's not the problem.
He's been one of the best high school quarterbacks ever. This is true. In college, he slipped a little bit, but also other people got better. He kind of stayed a little too complacent in college. A couple injuries.
Yeah.
If you noted in his freshman year. So I think Arizona moved up to. They're taking a little risk. I still think he'll be fine.
Personally. I don't think his hurts in football either. His whole the whole thing where his coach was like, he needs to be intellectually stimulated. He can't just come on. That's ridiculous.
Kind of has that Hollywood lifestyle. That's got to get changed.
You're getting paid all kinds of money to play football. You think you could focus on it? I mean, at the least. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think he's got a good attitude. I don't think he's going to be dedicated to football. I don't think he's going to be a good quarterback.
Think he's going to retire to go model?
You never know. He'll be like a Vikings receiver, yeah.
He's got a really nice big nose, so girls like that. They're like, oh, wow, Josh.
Well, anyways, the Vikings obviously a
couple.
We're
just going to go top 10. I don't know. I kind of wanted to get to
number 32 overall, Mike Hughes, who Sam called it. Sam called Mike Hughes.
I saw in a few places, and I totally thought we were going to go offensive line, but I just had a gut feeling. It's always the most random times the Vikings are just going to go draft a corner. And it happened.
That was a Zimmer pick.
And I was thinking Josh Jackson from Iowa was ready to hire. He started falling, but I had a good feeling the Vikings had this pick set a few picks beforehand. I think they were pretty solid. I was hearing they wanted to get out of that pick, but no one gave them any good deals.
I heard the opposite. I heard they got a lot of offers and they wanted to stay.
I heard. See, this is weird. You can't confirm rumors. It's hard.
Yeah.
I was told no one, they couldn't find a good deal, so it was like, you know what, this is our guy. Maybe they did. I don't know. A lot of weird rumors. But you know what? I think he'll just be just fine. He gets a year of experience from Terrence Newman, one of the best cornerbacks out there. Well, not right now, obviously. Not right now. Not right now. But experience-wise, you're getting a 16-year veteran telling you how to play cornerback.
And, I mean, Terrence Newman, he's, for whatever athleticism he's lost, he's really made up for it with, the mental aspect of the game, because he's still playing on a really high level at 39 years old.
That's why we're bringing him back. He's another coach out there.
Yeah. And Well, one thing too, what I like about the Mike Hughes pick is we needed a kick returner because Jet's gone now. So we have a kick returner in Hughes because apparently he's done a pretty good job of that.
Yep.
And we don't have anybody right now.
We can cut Marcus Sherrills and.
No, Marcus Sherrills is a punt returner.
Yeah, we'll have him take Marcus Sherrills.
No,
I hate Marcus Sherrills.
Why?
Because he sucks. He does nothing other than all he does. He's
Marcus Sherrills is from Rochester.
He's from the University of Minnesota. So what? He's from the University of Minnesota. He's overrated. He's trash. He would never make an NFL team except for ours. So
what are you talking about? He's got like 5 punt return touchdowns.
He's terrible.
He's a great punt returner.
No.
Yes. Stop. Get out of here. We're keeping Marcus Sherrills. We re-signed him for a reason.
I think we should cut him.
He gets a lot of yards.
I hope his money isn't guaranteed.
He's getting top 10 punt returning yards every single year. So why?
You need to get rid of this vendetta against the U of M.
I hate it.
All right, Sam. What other Vikings
You'll notice that a lot. So we also drafted from Pittsburgh offensive tackle Brian O'Neill.
I think that's a good pick. He's 300 pounds. Is what he's 6'8", 300 pounds. Pretty good sized guy. He's a little lighter.
To get a little bigger.
I think a lot of guys who we wanted got picked right before him, of course, because for some reason the second round a lot of offensive tackles left. Well, the first round a bunch of centers and guards got taken. So it's kind of stunk, but I think he'll be fine.
The other thing is his pick came really fast too, and I don't know if that's just because it's the second round and it's a late second round, but his pick came in almost as fast as Hughes did. So obviously they wanted him. And
well, they probably had a list that are scratching off. Like, there he is. Circle him up. Number 4, Jalen Holmes, defensive end, Ohio State. I've heard a lot of good things already.
No idea.
But apparently we are going to move him to tackle. This is the rumor coming in that we're just going to make him go play tackle.
What do we need another defensive tackle for?
I don't know.
We got Shamar Stephen behind, Richardson and Linville.
Yep.
What do we need another one for?
4?
We need to rotate 4 defensive tackles in.
Why not?
I don't know. Maybe because when Linval Joseph.
I'm not the coach. This is what they've done.
I don't know.
Well, I suppose is Brian Robinson. Is he coming back or did he retire?
I don't think he's signed on yet. Has he?
I haven't heard anything.
Any news? Tom Johnson's gone.
Yep, Tom Johnson's in Seattle.
So.
Because we essentially traded Sheldon Richardson for Tom Johnson because Tom Johnson goes to Seattle, Sheldon Richardson comes here.
Sheldon Richardson.
I don't know. Almost like
what?
I'm just really.
Why not? Brian Robinson doesn't come back. This is a good end up transition.
Yeah, I suppose. Zimmer. Trust his judgment with these defensive picks because even if you never know because Daniil Hunter didn't have 1 sack in college, and Zimmer turns him into a great pass rusher. So, good coaching can. We'll have a good defensive personnel no matter what.
Round 5, pick number 157, Tyler Conklin, tight end, Central Michigan.
That's a joke. I hate that we pick a tight end every single draft, even though tight end has just been our weak spot like for forever. Ever since who's the one guy? That we used to have
Visante Shanko.
Yeah, Visante Shanko. Yeah,
he was a beast.
Yeah, but ever since then, Kyle Rudolph is trash.
What? I don't understand that.
He is.
But you're a Viking shirt for crying out loud.
Yeah, I am a Vikings fan, but I rake Kyle Rudolph over the coals every single time I watch him because I just want to get into his body.
I have been as critical of Kyle Rudolph as anybody, and you're way over the top with this.
I am way over the top because he's such a candy. He's one of the biggest candies in football ever. He's huge, and he's like, he like shies away from.
He has gotten better.
He shies away from contact, and his hands as hard as this table.
No,
he can't catch.
I don't understand that because he doesn't really drop much. He catches.
Are you kidding
me?
He drops all the
it's
time.
not like he's Jordy Nelson or somebody who just can't catch a thing. But
no, he can't catch it all.
No,
how many times has he dropped?
He doesn't drop.
He probably has a compilation made for it. He drops passes. I don't know what I don't know what football team you're watching.
I'm sorry. He's got good hands. Kyle Rudolph has always had good hands. The one problem he does have is that he doesn't get any yards after contact, which for some unexplicable I can't explain.
The other thing is he's sitting there and he's got this huge tattoo, and I think it looks ridiculous. He's just I hate everything about Kyle Rudolph.
How old are you, Blayne? He's complaining about tattoos. This is like 85-year-old talk here.
I'm not complaining about tattoos. I just think that he looks stupid with a tattoo. Because if he was like Gronkowski, if Gronkowski got one like a huge I don't know something, because he's a badass, okay? And Kyle Rudolph is like He isn't. He's like a little girl in a football uniform.
Sam, let's move on to our other fifth-round pick.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the most controversial pick for the Vikings in the draft. Round 5, number 167 overall, Daniel Carlson from Auburn. Oh, he's a kicker, by the way.
We need a kicker. Fine.
I agree.
Why?
He was.
Why?
He was 80th.
Why?
Never missed a PAT.
Why?
He's
75% of touchdown. Well, tell me why. You know what? Go on.
Kicker. Why are we drafting a kicker in the 5th round? What are we, Tampa Bay?
Packers drafted a punter. What's wrong with that?
Did we somehow
the
fire?
Packers had like a bunch of picks.
Did we fire Spielman and hire Tampa Bay's GM?
I think
we traded up for a kicker.
And we got a really a good quality kicker. I don't know.
We have a kicker.
That was our original pick. We traded to the Jets and we got it back.
Exactly.
We have a kicker.
No, Kai Forbath.
Not a good kicker. 31st in PATs. That is unacceptable in the NFL. He should have been cut earlier.
Kai Forbath is going to get cut, and this guy's going to.
No, he's. I bet you.
We made that one field goal in the playoffs. All right, we're going to sign here for 3 more years. That's not how it works for kickers in the NFL. You miss PATs, you're gone.
Exactly.
Ask Blair Walsh.
Those are a given.
Ask Roberto Aguayo.
All right, I'm gonna make this prediction now, so it'll be recorded. Right now, Kai Forbath will be the Vikings starting kicker week 1.
This is gonna be another.
You know what? He probably is, but then halfway through the year, the Vikings are gonna realize that Kai Forbath
will be the starting kicker week 1.
And then they're
none of his money's guaranteed. Why do you think he's gonna just cut him? We lose money.
Exactly.
Free. Thank you. We'll take you. He's gonna get cut in a few weeks, I think.
Goodbye, Kai.
I think he'll be gone.
Yep.
It's just how it works for kickers.
You're exactly right.
There's no extra kickers. There's only 32 kickers in the NFL. The rest gotta go wait. We picked this guy for a reason.
I'm gonna make a
5th round pick.
I'm gonna make a prediction here. This new guy from Auburn is gonna be the next.
Yeah, he will be.
He's gonna be the next Adam Vinatieri.
You know
he's
what?
He's gonna be like 45.
Let's just hope it's not Roberto Aguayo, but
winning Super Bowls for the Patriots.
Where those stadiums get freaking loud, and the pressure.
Exactly.
SEC football.
So
much pressure to perform.
Exactly.
75% on his kickoffs to touchbacks. He's made 12 field goals over 50 yards, and never missed a PAT. I know it's close, but that's still hard for some college kickers.
That's
still hard for some kickers.
Mm-hmm. I think this kid is.
Oh, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
You're gonna say Nolan.
We're
gonna hold this to him.
Kai Forbath will be the starting kicker week 1.
Let's do it.
All right.
Kicker in the 5th round.
All right. So next pick, round 6, 213 overall, Colby Gossett, guard, Appalachian State. Is this a trial, basically? See, maybe.
Is this another? Who's that one guard that you hated in that? Who's that one guy that we picked that you just hated? I don't remember.
Oh, I shouldn't.
Yeah, you're talking about Willie Beavers.
Yeah, that was a really bad pick. Holy cow, did we screw up?
You guys hated Willie Beavers.
I loved Willie Beavers.
Was he like dead last in, like, pass coverage? And we wasted a 4th round pick on that guy. Oof. What were the Vikings thinking? I know obviously a 4th is supposed to bust you once in a while, but that was literally when we picked him, we're like, oh, we won't see on your team next year. You'll never play it down in the NFL. It was obvious.
Willie Beavers.
The Beaver.
Move on.
Willie Beavers.
Where did he go to college again? I feel like if he would have gone to Oregon,
he went to Central Michigan.
Oh yeah.
That's where Eric Fisher came from. Number 1 pick overall, but still, he's not Eric Fisher.
Eric Fisher's kind of
he's reliable.
He's kind of a buzz.
Reliable.
All right, let's keep going.
All right, number 6, 218, Adi Aruna, defensive end from Tulane.
Mm-hmm. Why are we picking these guys?
He's from Nigeria, by the way. That's pretty cool.
Why are we picking all these guys from these just tiny colleges like Pitt? We're picking from Florida Gulf Coast?
He did all right. I think if we keep him on our system for a few years, he could end up on this team. He's got the raw ability, but he just doesn't have the right now go play football mentality.
You know what? Mike Zimmer is the best coach in the NFL. He's gonna get it right.
Oh, where's our last pick? We picked someone out of California, didn't we? That linebacker.
Yeah, we picked a linebacker.
So he's not on this list for some reason, but yes, we did pick the linebacker out of California. We'll see.
Okay.
That's why you use the draft. You always take a chance on players.
Probably won't ever play a down of football.
A few notable free agent signings we have is Brock Thomas, running back out of Jacksonville State, who was a 5-star coming into college. Obviously got in a little trouble. How we had to outbid some teams just to sign him. I think that's kind of crazy how I guess no one wanted to take a chance in the draft, which is kind of bizarre. The fact that we had to go outbid someone for a undrafted free agent. 14 teams, I've been told. 14? That's pretty crazy for an undrafted free agent, don't you think?
Yeah, it seems like a lot. I don't know. I don't know. See, after the first round, I don't know a whole lot of
I did a little bit of research this year just to get into it. And then another notable undrafted free agent is Holton Hill from Texas, cornerback. Second round talent who simply just couldn't get off the weed. Come on.
They like their smoke. I don't know why these.
You gotta stop. That guy has so much talent. A couple locals we signed too. It's all good.
Yeah, a couple University of Minnesota alum.
Yeah, the only reason why
we got that one guy from South Dakota State, that one receiver who apparently everyone's pulling for. So I guess that's the guy we'll be pulling for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean those guys from the U of M that aren't even gonna make our practice squad and we're gonna cut after a week? Yeah. Just. All right, let's not get our hopes too high here.
We're gonna waste our whole show on this.
Let's move on to the NBA playoffs
and everything.
So Utah obviously beat OKC in 6 games, despite Russell Westbrook's 46-point Game 6.
That is such a colossal failure of a team. They were supposed to be number 3 in the West, right? They were supposed to be behind Houston and Golden State. They were supposed to be like a good 3. They're supposed to be the next big 3. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, look at these guys. Colossal failure. That's all I have to say about that.
Poor Russell Westbrook.
Poor Russell. Yeah,
he just
can't. How about this? Game 6, Melo shot 3 for 7, which I guess is not that terrible. But he had 7 points. Paul George shot 2 for 16, had 5 points. And 6 turnovers.
There's a stat out there.
He had more turnovers than points in an elimination game.
Paul, just sit out.
Why does everybody blame Westbrook for this?
Indiana's thankful for that Oladipo trade. Am I right?
Yeah. No kidding. They seems like.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody thought Indiana was so stupid.
I was looking at crazy stats and I found one. Yeah. So out of all the NBA teams, all the starting fives, Carmelo Anthony has traveled the least amount.
How so? Oh wait,
by just playing, traveled the least amount.
I don't get that.
Traveled, he's traveled the least amount of times, or
he's going up and down the court the least amount of times. So you can tell he's just going to three-point line, not playing any defense.
Oh, I got you.
I don't think he's got it anymore.
He's 32.
He's lost it.
He's old.
He just pitches the 10 at the 3-point line now.
LeBron's 30. I think LeBron's 33.
You have to also realize he's been in the NBA for what?
So is LeBron.
Well, but LeBron's a different player than Carmelo.
Well, obviously, but
he's a completely different guy.
Melo has just lost it too faster. I mean,
he needs to take this $28 million and just basically.
Well, apparently he's gonna opt out.
I think that's so crazy.
Why would he do it? If he can opt in for $27 million, he's not gonna get that for 5 years anywhere else.
No one's gonna offer him over 10.
Honestly,
yeah.
I think it's just the reality of Carmelo Anthony is that he's been on the Knicks and the Nuggets who have been just underwhelming. And the fact that his home life sucks because he's been divorced a couple times too. So I mean, I can't imagine Carmelo Anthony has a whole lot of
stuff going for him.
Doing it. Yeah, there's nothing. And he doesn't care about winning championships. He said it himself. It's well, Carmelo, what are you playing basketball for then? Do you just want to get your brand out there? Is that all you're doing? Yeah, money.
But he's going to opt out of his contract, so he's going to do the exact
opposite. See, that's the thing. He better opt into the contract.
He's so dumb.
Some other, that's
whatever.
Yeah. Which that's one thing too is we should talk about some of these guys the Wolves should look out for in free agency. There's a list of a lot of players.
I guess I'll probably look into it once this season ends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea for our next podcast. I've actually looked into it a little bit.
We should we do it pre NBA draft or post NBA draft? Because I don't really know. When does free agency
gotta get the
happen?
most views.
I don't even know.
We did pre NFL draft. We just did post them right now.
There you go.
Hey, better come to the NBA draft. You blew us off to watch Avengers.
Well, you have to go see it on opening night.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna break in. Was it good?
Well, I can't spoil it for you.
It was a spoil.
It was a good movie, Blayne.
Good or not? Was it good?
I watched it. Yeah.
Did you?
You need to go watch it yourself though.
Okay.
Yeah, especially before all the spoilers come out. There's gonna be a bunch of memes pretty soon.
Oh. There already is. Don't go on the Reddit website at all.
Yeah.
There's gonna be all these pictures you just don't get. You're gonna look it up and be like, oh no, that person unintentionally spoiled it for me, but I spoiled it for myself.
All right. Anyway, we gotta move on.
Anyways,
okay.
Hold on. No. Before this, I want to get your intake. So
what?
Who's going to end up in the Eastern and Western Conference Finals?
I don't know. I don't even know who's playing. So
okay, here we go.
It's probably gonna be the Cavs and the Warriors as usual.
Blayne,
that's not okay.
NBA Finals.
Right now, this is the series. This is where we're at. The Cavs are playing Toronto.
I don't know.
The Cavs are playing Toronto.
Okay.
The Sixers are playing the Celtics.
Okay.
Utah is playing Houston, and the Pelicans are playing Golden State.
Oh, dude,
and those are the teams left.
Okay, come on, who's gonna go to the finals?
I don't know. You skip me.
I'll go.
Okay.
My turn.
All right, you pick.
I love Donovan Mitchell. I'm gonna say the Jazz and the Sixers. I don't even know. That's probably they're
Move
probably
on.
the same
All right.
That's pretty bold.
That's very bold.
Yep.
It could happen.
That's what I'm
happen.
picking. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Trust the
Western
process.
Conference Finals, it's going to be Houston, Golden State, and for the Eastern Conference Finals, it will be Boston and Cleveland.
Boston over Philly.
I think this is Philly's going to flame out. They're just not experienced. They're not experienced yet. That's all.
Well, I think I said last week. I said that the Boston-Milwaukee series didn't really matter because neither one of them was going to beat Philly.
Ooh.
I might have to change that now.
Come on, really? You're gonna? I think Hassan Whiteside plays so bad.
No, I'm talking about.
I know.
But
still,
I don't know. I think might have underestimated how good Brad Stevens is doing with the Celtics.
These players are. These players are good.
They are, but you think about it. Brad Stevens is the best. He's the best coach in the NBA right now.
Okay.
He's the best. Like. He's got Terry Rozier filling Kyrie Irving's shoes.
Is he actually doing well?
Terry Rozier is dominated. He had like
really?
29 points last night.
He killed Eric Bledsoe last game. Like, Eric Bledsoe wouldn't acknowledge him.
Yeah.
Terry Rozier took that to the next level and just killed him.
Louisville, it's because Louisville's better than Kentucky.
So get this. So Terry Rozier called Eric Bledsoe Drew Bledsoe, and then Bledsoe responded with, "I don't know who Terry Rozier is."
He knows who Terry
was his response.
Well,
but anyway, so what happened is after they won, and Terry Rozier balled in that series too. Mm-hmm. So after they win the series, game 1 against the Sixers, Terry Rozier comes in wearing a Drew Bledsoe jersey. So that's pretty good.
That's friendly banter.
Man, the Celtics. I mean, Brad Stevens has just been coaching like that team. Can you imagine how good that team's going to be next year?
Well, I was just going to say, like, can you imagine if Gordon Hayward was on this team right now? I mean,
like, and Kyrie.
I just feel so bad
this team's
going
to be a team with Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier.
And who are they going to draft? I mean, I don't even know who they're going to draft. They have the potential.
Doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter who they draft because they're just going to sit on the bench. But the team is going to be so good next year.
NBA
but
draft.
Without Kyrie, I don't know. The Sixers series will be tough. I think that's going to be a really interesting series.
Yep, I think it's out of the 4. That one's going to have the most eyes.
I
think Toronto, Cleveland's up there, but definitely this Boston. It's going to be experience versus inexperience. Who's going to pull it off?
And then Toronto, Cleveland. Toronto, Cleveland's interesting too because that's
a rivalry in itself.
That's the tale of.
Is that 4 years running?
I think so. They've played each other in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But. This is going to be I don't know. I'm really excited for this Toronto-Cleveland series because it's Toronto, the really well-rounded, really good team, versus LeBron and 4 guys. Like, that is going to be an interesting series. Like, it's going to be the greatness of LeBron versus a great team in Toronto. And Toronto is really just a deep team. Mm-hmm. And they got a bunch of guys coming off the bench. I mean, DeRozan and Lowry have been playing well. And
OG Anunoby is a stud. I love OG.
Who?
OG Anunoby.
I'm not even sure.
You don't know who that is?
I don't know. I don't know too far.
Carolina player?
No, he's from Indiana.
I don't know too far into their bench, but
all right, so who are your predictions before we move on?
To the conference finals?
Yes.
I'm going to say Cleveland. I'm going to stick with Philly.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say, Houston and Golden State.
Stephen A. Smith would be proud of you, Nolan.
Well, what it comes down to, Philly...
Here, let's talk about... No, okay, keep going.
Well, okay, I was just going to say this. If Philly doesn't win the series against Boston, then that's just a failure for them. I mean... That's what it comes down to. It's a failure for them because Philly. How are they going to beat them with Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum if they can't beat them? They didn't even have Jaylen Brown last night, and the Celtics still won by 15.
Yeah. But I was just going to kind of tear into you and start throwing a little quip that you're a huge bandwagon too. So
I'm a bandwagon?
You are.
Where am I a bandwagon? Celtics.
Yes, you love the Celtics. I recall many times that you wore a lot of Celtics hats, and you're just bandwagoning because the Timberwolves are starting to get good, and you're like, oh, the Boston Celtics are kind of trash now. Okay, let's go for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm going to act like a homer. You're a bandwagon, too. At least I have reasons to like the teams that I bandwagon for, but, like, there's no reason to like the Celtics except, oh, they acquired Ray Allen and Kevin Durant, and now the Celtics are going to be good.
Kevin Durant? When did Kevin Durant play for the Celtics?
Ray
I
Allen
don't remember that.
Excuse me, Kevin Garnett.
What universe was that in?
Hey, sorry, it was just two G's, and
Oh, did you say Kevin Garnett?
Yeah, I would say
Kevin Garnett, one of my sports heroes who played for my Minnesota Timberwolves.
See, you're a bigger bandwagon.
Okay. That doesn't even make sense.
It does. It totally makes a ton of sense.
For one thing, listen to this, Blayne. There's such thing as liking a team and being a fan of a team. Would you agree with that? Would you agree with that? Would you agree with that statement?
Sure.
Like, I like the Patriots. I'm not a Patriots fan. Right? I like the Celtics. I'm not a Celtics fan.
You're a bigger bandwagon than me.
I'm not wearing my it's not like I'm walking with a Boston, shirt, Boston hat, Boston pants, like you and your North Carolina.
Hey, I don't bandwagon North Carolina because I've told you about this many times.
Are we in North Carolina?
No, we're not.
Is this
North Carolina?
It doesn't look.
Yeah,
like
but this isn't Boston. Is this Boston? I
don't know. Look at this. Whoa, Minnesota hat. Where's my other Minnesota hat?
Yeah,
I got Minnesota
you're a bigger
shirts
bandwagon
there.
than me when it comes to this. Okay.
See if you can find one Boston thing.
See, I will admit that I bandwagon teams. Like, for instance, I bandwagon the Blackhawks, but at least I have a reason to bandwagon. I bandwagon the Timberwolves. I totally bandwagon them. And I bandwagon the Phillies. I have a reason to. But, like, the Boston Celtics deal, you, like, won't even admit that you bandwagon.
I'm not a bandwagon. I'm not a fan of the Celtics. I like the Celtics.
Sam? Go on, let's go. You're the moderator here. I think he's a total.
And first of all, I'm cheering for.
Yes, he is.
First of all, and in the East, I'm cheering for Cleveland over everybody.
You're a bandwagon. All right, let's move on. So, what do we got?
We're gonna have a lot of fun debates.
We are gonna have a lot of fun debates.
But let's go to another topic quick before we go to our higher lower game. The Ball family. I was looking in the news. I saw this article. I knew that they both quit the Lithuanian team. The Ball citing that it's the coach's fault and the organization's fault for not playing his son LaMelo and LiAngelo more, which is bizarre to me because LiAngelo got a lot of playing time. But I was reading it, LiAngelo Ball is declaring for the draft. No one cares because he won't get drafted, but I think this LaMelo Ball is more interesting to me because he had a lot of potential in his freshman and sophomore year in high school. I thought he looked, not bad. Really good ball handling, good shooting. Obviously, he had a lot of areas to improve on, but
good shooting.
He could work. I think he could shoot. He's getting long range, but he had to work on it. So he went. So he basically signed a shoe deal. His college career is over. We all know that it's gone. No chance going to UCLA. No chance at full ride. Nothing.
They'll never. Why would any college team?
You can't now because he signed that shoe deal. He basically axed himself. So he went to Lithuania for a year to go ride the bench, become a bench player. Literally doing so bad against these grown men. He did so bad, and then against competition his age and skill, he wasn't even that spectacular. 20% shooting, 6 points a game, 2 turnovers a game off the bench. This has got to be a setback. He's starting to. This is a regression. His career is going so far down. Where's he gonna go now next year? Because no big European clubs want him anymore. Maybe last year, not this year. No way. What do you take on this? I don't know.
You said it all. I don't know if there's anything else to say. LaMelo Ball is...
Because a little research, yeah.
Well, obviously Jello is never going to go anywhere. LaMelo, I thought he had more promise than Lonzo, to be honest with you, because he was so young and he was doing a lot better than Lonzo was at that age.
Yep.
He has a better shooting form. I don't really know if he's probably not going to be as big as Lonzo. I just feel like
shooting form. His shot is hideous.
Yeah, his shot's better than Lonzo's.
It's not much improvement, but it's a little.
Lonzo's shot is like Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz is like, it's like Dr. Frankenstein took Markelle Fultz's shot and was like, here, let's make Lonzo Ball's shot. They're like, and LeVar Ball's like, yeah, you don't fix his shot. He puts it in the no, his shot. Nobody teaches that. Okay, so here. So I want you to put your arm at a 60-degree or at a let's see, I don't even know what that would be, like I don't know, either it could be like a 180-degree angle or like a 30-degree angle to the left. Take your right arm, make it a 30-degree angle to the left, and then like put your left hand somewhat under it, and then shoot it. Okay? No, nobody ever teaches that, and LaMelo's shot is much easier.
Nobody ever teaches it. Grab it with two hands and then like throw it like it's a shot put or something.
But at least his shot is better. It's
got no spin on his shot. At least Lonzo just got some spin.
Well, kinda.
Knuckleballs. That's how.
Listen, I am not a Lonzo Ball fan. This family is gonna sputter and die. LeVar Ball, they've made all the money that they're gonna. Lonzo Ball is gonna have a mediocre career in Los Angeles. He'll get cut in 4 years or traded. And then he's gonna play for.
If they can trade him for Kawhi, sure.
Trade him for Kawhi. Kawhi's gonna go to Boston. But he's gonna be playing for the Charlotte. What is it? The Hornets or the?
He's playing for the Kings.
Sacramento. He's gonna be playing for the Kings in 5 years, and he's gonna
Sacramento or Memphis. Which one?
Yeah, he's gonna suck. So LaMelo his career is over. LiAngelo, both of them axed their UCLA careers, and they're screwed.
I'm not gonna lie, LiAngelo didn't do so bad. He didn't do that bad in he used to go back there and keep playing.
If he was like 6'7", 6'8", yeah, now we're talking. But he's 6'5". He's like
a football player more than a basketball player out there.
Well, and that's what LeVar was. He should have tried.
I know LeVar Ball was an NFL player for a very short stint. People don't realize that. I don't know why he just didn't finish go football. All right,
he could have been like a tight end or something.
Anyways, shall we move on?
We should move on to higher or lower.
This is, ladies and gentlemen. Before me and Blayne partake in this, you have to realize that this rivalry goes back to freshman year.
It does.
It does. Ever since we did our first ever bracket challenge, I won, by the way.
And Sam triggers me all the time, and it's quite fun when Sam and I hang out.
This is gonna be awesome. You definitely do not want to miss this. All right, Nolan, read off the rules and.
So it's been so long since we've had Blayne here. I forgot how we do this with two people.
3 weeks
ago. I could go over since I guess technically created a game. So, do we have a coin anywhere?
No.
Coin.
Oh, there's a coin right there. Where? Because I noticed that penny the second I came in here.
What penny?
Well, look at that.
All right, that penny.
Yeah,
so, all right. So how we're gonna do this?
Nolan's
gonna flip a coin, heads or tails. He's gonna land it, and then whoever wins it gets to pick. If they go first, their opponent goes first, and then there will be 6 questions in all and 1 tiebreaker. And of course, someone could win it at any once they get up 4-0, 4-2, whatever. But if it ends up being 3-3 apiece, we go into sudden death. So how this works is Nolan's gonna ask Blayne or me a question, saying, let's say how many gallons of water are there on Earth? And if Blayne wants to guess like 30, obviously not true, then Nolan will ask me, Sam, higher or lower than 30. I'll say higher, and then I'm probably gonna be right. Just saying, unless you live in California or Flint, Michigan, I'm gonna be right. And then I'll get the point, and then the next time I get asked if it's higher or lower. Right. I get asked, and then Blayne has to answer if it's higher or lower. So it switches off back and forth. If it is tied at 3 apiece at the end, there will be a sudden death question.
All right. Let's do this.
Okay, let's start.
All right, flip it. Let's go.
Blayne, since you haven't been here, I'm going to let you call it.
All right, I'm going to say heads because tails never fails, but heads always works. So, there's no...
It is heads.
Haha.
Do you want to go first or do you want Sam to go first?
I want Sam to go first.
All right.
All right, Sam. So, the Cavs just closed out their first round series against Indiana. How many points did LeBron have in the first round?
In the first round. Okay, so all 7 games. There we go. 165.
165. All right, Blayne. Higher or lower?
I'm going to say lower.
That is incorrect. What? He had 241 points in the first round versus Indiana.
I forget what I'm talking about. This isn't. I forget who I'm talking about. This is
Whoa! I'm surprised you didn't say higher there.
I don't know NBA basketball.
Wow.
I could care less.
So that's 1 for Sam. All right. Question number 2.
By the way, Blayne has 0 career wins in this game. Let's get that out.
Yeah, you know what? No one beat me because I don't know.
Go back and watch it.
Asleep, I think.
All right.
YouTube
Anyways,
page, Minisports.
So Meek Mill just got released from prison. How many months did he spend in prison?
Oh, he spent 7 months.
7 months. All right, Sam. Higher or lower?
Higher.
Incorrect. 5 months in prison.
Oh, dang. I thought that it was like really close. That was pretty close.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
All right. Darn it.
All right.
Anyways, Sam, here's another LeBron question.
Nice.
In his, how many points per game has he scored career game 7s?
I'm gonna say 28.5.
28.5.
That's definitely higher.
That is correct.
So
how
many has he averaged?
How much was it?
How much was it?
34.9.
Dude, I was gonna say he's in the 30s.
I should have. All right.
Yeah. So 2-1, Blayne. All right, Blayne. So Terry Rozier came in wearing that Drew Bledsoe jersey. How many yards did Drew Bledsoe pass for in his career?
Ooh, that's a tough one. As in like his entire career.
His entire career.
That's a good one. I'm gonna say he passed for 12,000. Let's just say. Well, no. Hold on. No. Hold on.
That's what happened last game too.
No. Let me think about that.
Wow.
Gosh, that's a tough question.
Change answers. All right.
Ooh, that's a tough. I'm gonna say 12,000.
Higher.
Higher. Much higher. Drew Bledsoe's career, 44,611 yards.
12,000. Come on.
I was under the impression that Drew Bledsoe, because his career was cut short, that maybe he just Okay, excuse me.
All right.
Being a buffoon.
All right, Sam.
Easy. All right, next one.
So in honor,
I know how long Meek Mill went to prison, so it's all right. I made a better guess on that.
In honor of Baker Mayfield going number 1 overall in the draft, how many yards did he pass for in his entire college career, including before Oklahoma?
So this is gonna be Texas Tech as well, and
yes.
Junior college. Okay, so he played about 5 years. I'm gonna go 12,000.
12,000. All right,
definitely higher.
14,607.
I was thinking like maybe 20. I was thinking maybe 20.
So that's 3-2 Blayne now.
Oh, no.
3-2 Blayne.
No. Let's go. Next question.
Here we go.
You better give me this.
So, you know that the NFL draft this year was in Dallas. How many miles is it from Duluth to Dallas?
Actually, no.
Do you see? You can't ask me that question. That's like saying, Blayne, how many people live in Bismarck, North Dakota? I'd be like, I know how many people live in.
I know that too. All right.
How many people, Sam?
I'm gonna go with 110,000.
No, that's not how many people live there. But anyway, I don't know.
Well, you gotta make
40,000. I'm just gonna say 40,000. Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's say
it's 8,000 miles away.
8,000.
That is way lower. Can I even take a guess at this? Can I take a guess? This is gonna be about.
I don't even care.
It's gonna be maybe 800 miles away.
1,090.7. But all right,
I don't even care.
So it's tied up now, 3-3.
Oh, 1,090. Oh, wasn't that bad. Okay, so how do we want to decide this tiebreaker? It's your.
I got one more question.
Okay, so who's gonna take it?
Huh? Should we flip another coin for?
May as well flip it again.
No.
You want me to take it?
It's Sam's turn.
All right.
You see, that's how it's going.
All right, let's go.
Well, in that first round series, Terry Rozier balled out pretty good. How many points per game did he score? Is he scoring? No, not even in the first series, but I included the first game of the Sixers series too. So how many points per game right now is Terry Rozier scoring in the playoffs?
26 points.
26 points per game? All right, Blayne, higher or lower?
That's a pretty good median. That's a pretty good in the middle. Like I'm gonna say he's. I'm gonna say lower.
That is correct.
What was it?
19.
Whoa! I was way off. Oh.
But that was a good game.
Well, at least you didn't guess that Drew Bledsoe only passed for 12,000 yards in that
I'll
Texas
accept this. This is your first. Blayne, this is your first
Blayne's
win.
first win. I'll chalk it down. So now, career wins.
I
have one.
I would have rubbed it in my face.
I have one.
Okay.
Blayne has... No, I have two. Blayne has one. Sam has one.
I'm going to come up with the best question.
So you want to do it next week, Blayne?
How many championships does the North Dakota Fighting Sioux have? Now, this is a trick question, okay?
7.
No, they have 8.
Oh, I was wrong.
Yep,
wait, how many do the Sioux have or the Fighting Hawks?
You almost said it. Yeah, I know. See, I was going to say a trick question. I was like, well, since Sioux don't exist, they have 0. And
I actually thought it was like 9.
And then I would pull a trick. I would pull a trickery.
Pull a trickery. All right. Well,
so you want the questions next week, Blayne?
Yeah.
All right.
So Blayne is writing the question.
I'll come up with something cheeky.
Next week it will be Nolan versus Sam. So please stay tuned in that. Well, thank you for tuning in for today's edition of Minute Sports. Anything before we sign off?
It's good to be back. I'm really glad
to have you back, Blayne.
I'm chalking Blayne's first ever higher lower point down now.
And I'm sure it was just
monumental.
I'm sure it was just awful with just you two, because Nolan and we were really good, but
did you listen to them? They're pretty good.
No, we did.
Pretty good. I've been in.
I've been busy fixing his phone.
Yeah, and my grandma died, so that's just another.
Yeah,
so.
Well, all right. Okay. Thank you for tuning in for Minute Sports today. If you want to listen to this on YouTube, please tune to our YouTube page on Minute Sports with the Purple Kool-Aid Man. He is our Lord and Savior.
He is. I think we need to put Prince. I think we need to change to Prince. A Purple Prince.
I'll think about it.
Well, I don't know. Purple Kool-Aid Man. He's
Purple Kool-Aid Man with a Prince background.
Yeah,
we'll
I like
work
it.
on that.
Something like that.
Thank you. If you want to join the conversation, please go to our Reddit page, r-Minute Sports, and look out for our tweets on Minute Sports Live. Thank you for watching.